New York, mecca of fashion, music, the high-rise, and of course art. On the outside, it may look like the fast-paced, overcrowded city it's credited for, but when we open our eyes and really begin to see it, this concrete jungle is truly a masterpiece. So when I'm not doing Artbeat, telling you that art is everywhere and art is for everyone, I am myself an artist. And I work down the hall from an amazing painter called Doug Art. His work today sits in many public places, but in particular at One World Trade Center in New York. And I wanted to take a visit to his studio, my neighborhood at Manna Contemporary. So come on with me. What inspired the paintings at the World Trade Center?
I was thinking about fundamental building blocks. Phonemes and letters are the basis of language, and which is sort of the basis of culture, and at the same time they're sort of like atoms where small particles can construct more complicated, and then it gets more complicated and more complicated. The comparison was in a way with atoms being the fundamental building blocks of the universe and letters being the fundamental building blocks of culture and history in a way. So I was linking the two of those with kind of a cosmos, like a new cosmos.
I always love that sort of back here, you have no idea what you're going to see up close. It's a very different experience.
Well, it's always been one of the things I love about painting. I mean, even if you look at a Rembrandt or something from far away, you have one experience, and then close up it's broken down into brush strokes.
How do you choose your letters?
It comes from specific texts. The pieces at the World Trade Center have Melville and Moby Dick in it, but it isn't because I'm trying to make some statement about Moby Dick. It's just actually that's where Melville grew up. So it sort of made sense to me that this is a place, and this place has a history and a long history and a long history to come, and here's, you know, somebody who created something, who grew up in that space.
What do you think they were trying to capture in those paintings?
They didn't want it to be about the tragedy of the world that happened on the site. They wanted it to be about, you know, moving forward, and this is a new building with things happening here, and you know, we want, you know, to create a vibrant feeling for the building.
You know, Artbeat focuses so much on art in public spaces, and we're also busy wandering in and out of these buildings. I mean, even as artists, it's easy to just swish past something the first time, but somewhere in our subconscious, it's having an effect, and the energy of your letters and the placement of your colors do influence a person's day more than they actually know. It's a panel of their reality.
I hope so. I hope so. I mean, in the World Trade Center, something like 40,000 people a day will walk through that lobby, and I prefer that. It's a part of the everyday life.